Hey y'all, so this is Sprite Clash, one of the games that I told y'all that I was working on. In this specific game, I had to add in some new units as well as some new maps. The first map you see, which is Christmas Decor, I've actually made personally. Now, I do need to explain something. For this game, it does still have console messages on. I meant to add a feature where you could turn it on or off because I normally don't like those messages because they do get in the way of gameplay, specifically for this game as well, because basically unless you're using a controller, it's gonna get in the way. You're gonna have to press that little X in order to get out. Now keep in mind, it does not do this under every environment, but if there's an environment that has a console that cannot be turned off, such as when I use solo learn, then I need to have a feature for that so the game can turn it off itself. But this gameplay that you see in the beginning is you when you're not leveled up. So each character you can level up, you can get weapons for them, and you can actually unlock characters by summoning them. I don't have as many characters as I would like inside the game right now. I think it's only maybe about 8 so far. I intended it to be more than that, but there are a decent amount of maps. I did add some in, and I can add maps at any given time. The characters are a little bit more harder to add in. So this first gameplay that you see is actually the game being a little bit more fair. So you see me winning and losing. But later on, when you see me at like level 3 and level 4, like I'm just dominating stuff. I do have to add it in there where I guess you could say the AI can adjust to your level, like how I did in Digital Monsters. So I'm gonna put that in there. So when you reach level 3 and 4, the game just don't get too easy. But once you do level up and you get enough people to level 3, like I need y'all to keep this in mind. Getting the character to level 3 or 4 is a little bit more harder than it sounds. It's not too hard, obviously. It was way harder before I changed a couple of things, but I made it to where it's a little journey. But once you get, to the end of that journey, it's like you just wiping shit out. Now, the reason I would say that it's a little bit more easier when you get to level 3 and 4, where you could just dominate, is because when a character reaches level 3, they actually get their own skill. So each character has their own skill that can basically be used. And I would say that some of the people who have skills have a skill that basically increases their strength to the point where you can damn near wipe out anything. So I have to keep that into consideration when I'm updating and I'm making everything a lot more fair. And do keep in mind that when I do update the game to properly do what it's supposed to do, the AI will use skills as well, which means somebody can hit you with that 5 if you're not paying attention. So I'm telling you. So to get more into the explanation of the game, originally this game was designed to be another game, but I didn't want the creators of the original game, trying to come after me because I made a game that was similar to theirs. So basically, I just turned it into kind of like a 2D 4-on-4 where you can control 4 units as well as control your 2 towers that you have to defend your king tower. So this game is all about picking and choosing units. I do need to add some form of intelligence for the AI to determine, like, hey, all right, now we see you bringing this team. Let's bring this team to try to counteract. Let's bring this team to try to, or I might just have different difficulty settings to where that might balance things out. So there will be a lot of changes made to this game slowly but surely. I also tried to add an update feature where I could just make, code separate from the game and have new features being added, but it didn't work the way I wanted it to. I might just remove the entire thing and try another way, another method. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see if I can get it to work so that way I can make my own code for it and then just add it in, have y'all download it and have the game register it so everything will be fine. But I know how to manually add stuff in there myself as well, like I did with the maps and some of the characters. I just don't want it to get, I guess you could say, too big. Like I feel like I need a way for me to update the game externally instead of just always internally, like how I was telling y'all before. Some games will have it where you can download an update code and it will have everything in there. So that's how some games will operate. I intended this one to operate the same way. It just isn't working the way I wanted it to. But yeah, I'm going to change this thing around. If there's anything that you guys can recommend for me to do, please recommend it and I will try to add that in there. All of this is offline, so it requires no assets. So you really just need the game, the file, and then you could play it. I also recommend using the controller, which is what I'm using. I'm not using the on-screen controls. I'm using the controller. With most of the games I have, basically almost every game that I create has gamepad controls, unless it's specifically designed just to be on screen. And even if it is designed to be on screen, it still has gamepad controls for the most part. That's just how I work. So that way you can use a controller for the games. Now, this game isn't released yet, but it will be. I need to add a few more things before I let you guys play it. Now, when you do play it, I need your honest opinion on it. And I might actually drop a whole gameplay video where I'm just grinding from level 1 all the way to level 3 and 4, just to show you guys the difference when you get your skills and, different type of weapons and different, ways to fight on maps. Give you guys a better understanding of the game. I'm probably going to add a couple of new maps in. It definitely will be more characters. Now, I tried implementing a character before I made this video, but it didn't go as planned. So the only thing I was able to do was add a few maps in there like Graveyard, Christmas Decor, and Grass Zone. But I wasn't able to get the character, the new character that I wanted properly in there. So I'm going to fix that. And hopefully when I drop the gameplay video, you guys see it in there.